Hello and welcome to Blender Age Builders Part 8 using Drizzle. Okay, the last video you might have detected, I did a very good job editing it, I think, but you might have detected an edit. And I've actually gone through and I've done that with a couple of videos. I've gone through and I've edited things. Because I found out in the last video, it went an hour long, that Drizzle itself takes a long time to set up and get ready, and I didn't realize this when I first started these videos. And that would have left you high and dry, so I have to scrap the Drizzle part of it and take you through the whole entire process of getting Drizzle, setting it up, making sure that you can run it. So that's what we're going to cover here. We're also going to cover some information about age exporting that we need to know. So I'm going to load up my thing here. So to get Drizzle, we've got to go to the Guild of Writers. You might find it other places. They've just updated this. So right now they have a link. Right here. And if you click on that, you'll get a jar file. So you got to make sure Java is working on your computer. And as usual, if you have problems, post a comment. But you click on this, that's the newest one, and it'll download, and then you will run that. Now, it just downloads just this jar file, so all you have to do is create a folder wherever you want to put Drizzle. Call it Drizzle, and put your jar file in there. Either copy it in there or move it over there. Probably best to have a download location that you copy it from, like I have the development folder, and that's where mine is. I'll leave that to you to figure out. Now I have it installed right here. I just have Drizzle in here. I don't know where the exe came from. That was an automatic from the jar, and then it also gave me this jar file in addition to the 3.1 jar file. And I'm not understanding what that's supposed to mean. Do I delete one of these? This one was made more recently. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this one just to see what happens and keep the other Drizzle jar. And these other files will develop after you have run it. We've got to do some configurations. So I'm assuming that you have Viewer Complete Chronicles already installed. That if you have downloaded Mist Online Viewer Live, which is free, and you can download it for free, and excuse me, I'm getting confused, and play it, then and that's right here, that you'll have that installed. And if you have Mist 5, that you'll have that installed. You don't have to have Mist 5 or Mist Online Viewer Live, but having those games, Drizzle can work with them, and you can get resources. I don't know if you can get resources. You might be able to access resources from them, but you'll be able to play the ages, and you'll be able to fly around. There's some other cool stuff that you can do. I should have another video on beyond, advanced uses of Drizzle, so you know how to do those kind of things, load other custom ages and stuff. I'll make a note. Maybe I'll put it in a to-do. I'll do a note here. It could be a good future video, because I also need to show you how to do Mool, and I don't know if I'm going to do that in this series or not, but we'll see. Okay, so I'll make a note of that to work on later. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to commit or make any promises on that one. So grab that, install that if you want to have that, install Mist 5 if you have that, install Viewer Complete Chronicles. If you don't have Viewer Complete Chronicles, you'll need to go to Amazon or somewhere and buy it. You will need Viewer Complete Chronicles installed and running so that you can use this. So get all that stuff installed, and now we can go here, and I don't know where you're going to put Drizzle. I just have it right here in my Mist Viewer Complete Chronicles main directory. I have a folder called Drizzle, and that's where I've stuck mine. You can stick it wherever you'd like. This is where I've put mine, and I would advise probably doing this. Double click on the jar file. You might want to scan it before you open it up, but I've already scanned mine. You can click this link here and get a list of stuff. And I'm not entirely sure what all of this means here. Oh, you can download these things that are in the red if you want, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Just get all of this stuff if you want it. Just extra material. Oh, these are downloading previous versions of Drizzle. Okay, that's interesting. You may not need to do this. You can probably skip this part. I'm just doing it for the hay of it. Okay, just putting them over here in this thing. So you don't have to do that. You can skip that. I thought these were something else, but I can't read from back here. We got everything else covered. All of this is checked. And I don't know what all of this is. Are these different? There are different versions of, oh, I see, different versions of whatever it is that, okay. So if you click on something in this list, you can get different versions. And you can select, okay, so that's what's going on. I want to delete these, we don't need them. And I'll just get rid of that. But that's how you operate this part here. Up here in the POTS folder, that's Path of the Shell, for the, I believe, Euro, and then when original Euro, and then it had expansion packs. You can select your Mist Euro Complete Chronicles folder, main directory, right here. So press select and go to wherever you have it installed and select the main directory. So that'll be Ubisoft with a space in between, Cyan Worlds, space in between, Mist Euro Complete Chronicles, just like it shows right here. Now I am on E because that's where I put my stuff. Yours might be C program files, x86 if you're on Windows 7. So look for that, put your main directory in there. You can press update if you'd like. I don't know if it's really important. Just for the hell of it, I'm going to go ahead and press update. And then OK. I think all that does is just sets everything up to that folder. And we're having a bit of a grind now. I pressed OK and we're grinding. I don't know why. I don't know what it's doing. I can't do anything more until it gets rid of this box, so. Oh, okay. Never mind, it doesn't turn off when you press OK. Just gotta do that and X and then you're out of there. Okay, excuse me on that one. So our next thing, we should save settings. And we'll keep doing that as we set things. Here you'll put the same thing that you put here. So you'll put your your main Euro install if you have the old version with the expansions, or your Mist Euro Complete Chronicles folder. You might be able to do this tutorial with older versions of Euro, but I cannot guarantee it. I don't know. This is the only way I know how to do it. So match that path there. Then you want to do this start thing here and go through that for each one. Select will allow you to browse to the folder. So press select, go to your Euro Live folder for Mist Online Euro Live, and then start. Basically, Drizzle is a combination of tools that some really awesome person put together. You used to have to use all these tools kind of disparately, and somebody put this all together in one nice interface, so it made it a lot better. And it's more than that too, but just makes it a lot easier to work with age building in both Mist Online Euro Live and Euro Complete Chronicles. I don't remember what I read about this conversion process, why it's necessary. Since this is taking so long, I want to show another thing here. I don't want to stand there and stare at it. I have a folder somewhere on my documents area, I think is where I put it, where I called it ages, and inside this is a DAT folder, and inside this is the files that you would have seen had you gone to wherever you have your save files put. That's where it would have exported, and you would see these files. And this is how it has to be set up for Drizzle. Drizzle has to know the name of the main folder, and inside that main folder there has to be a DAT folder, lowercase, just like this, where your age stuff is. It absolutely must be that way. Cannot be any other way as far as I know. I've just called mine ages. You can call whatever you want, but inside you have to have a DAT folder, and then that's where you put your stuff. Hope I emphasized that enough. So we're going to be going through that here in just a minute. So select your MIST 5 if you're doing that and press start. And that link is not important right now, so we'll go to the next one. So if I go to this folder, I think it's this one. This is my modeling folder, and inside my modeling folder I have a Blender folder, and inside that I have a Euro folder, and that is where I have an ages folder, and this is where all of my age data is stored. And I wanted to show you something here that's important. These are all the blend files. Okay, you don't see the rest of the obelisk files because I've cut them and I've put them where I just showed you. So select your obelisk files here, everything except the blend and blend 1 file. Every other obelisk file, select it here and just cut it. And we'll go back and then place that in your ages DAT folder. So in this case I'll just paste this one object. You'll have an age file, a log file, a funny file, a sum file, and some PRP files. If you're missing everything and all you have is like a log file, and I think it's age that you get, then that means you had an error on export. Post a comment with your details at the video and I'll help you figure out what's going on. Basically PYPRP did not process it. If it processes it successfully, you get all of this. You won't have this text cache one. This is something from me, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this now because I want to go through the export one more time. After I do something else. So I also have here a note for myself. So I told you about that. In your main install of Viewer Complete Chronicles is a subfolder called DAT, and it just works like Drizzle. That's where all your ages will be. If you're going to use the same sequence prefix, we were talking a little about this in the last video, you need to delete any old unwanted ages from there. If you don't want to delete them, you could do a handy trick is to zip all of the ages up into a zip file and just leave the zip file there and they won't be accessed. I'm just going to delete mine, but you need to delete those, or when you load up something that has a matching prefix, you'll probably get either a mixture of the old and the new, or you'll get the older age. I figured out after looking in there how to fix this problem, I think. So you need to either change the sequence prefix, as I said before, or you need to delete the old ages, and probably a combination of both won't hurt. But I don't think you have to change the sequence prefix if you delete the old ages. So if I go here to my DAT folder, and I go through here, I see that I have a whole bunch of, and I have to scroll down a bit, BAB. Be very careful that you do not delete anything in here that you are not absolutely sure is something that you created. I've got all these BABs to show you the safe way to do this so you don't lose any material that you might want. I clicked at the top, I'm shift clicking down here, and I'm going to add this to a archive. And we're just going to call this Age Archive. And I'm using 7-zip, so I'm pressing OK. And now I can delete these, and if there was something I didn't want to delete, it'll be in that zip file, and I can put that zip file somewhere out of my way. All the rest of this is probably official ages, so I don't want to mess with them. And some of these might be custom ages that I've downloaded. Yeah, some of these are custom stuff that I've downloaded. I've downloaded a lot of custom things. So this one here is another one of mine. So what I will do is find my zip file wherever it went. It'll be up here under age. And open that up so I can just drop files into it and then delete them as I go along. So I'm going to go down here to Collider Test. I know that's another one that I did. And this will free up those sequence prefixes that I used. It'll remove their memory when we access them in Your Complete Chronicles later, remove their memory from the game. And it's being nasty, making me have to select it again. Okay, continuing on. It's very possible that some of this stuff Drizzle gave you when you did all the listings and all of that. There's a lot of cool things to explore and see what other people have done in here. And I need to make a note about that too. Pretty easy to access them, I think, but if you want to go into Blender and play around and see how they did stuff, then this one is probably mine as well. So I'm going to remove this. But see, this one I'm dubious about, so I'm glad that I'm just doing this archive. I've got a bug bothering me. So this is the process that you need to go through to get rid of all the extra stuff, unless you want to just keep incrementing your sequence prefix. I'm just about finished here. A lot of stuff here to explore. I think you get all of this through Drizzle. Looks like you do have some missed 5 things. It's good to get in here and get familiar with this. Here's my obelisk age. That should be familiar. The reason why I have to do this is because I have textures that have somehow survived. Here's Path of the Shell. I have textures that have survived some way, and I need to get rid of those extra textures, since I went ahead a little bit and played around. I'm pretty sure these platform ages are mine. Oh, there's a secret age there. We might want to explore that one later. It'd be cool to do a video where I'm just playing around and exploring these ages, and you could watch that and learn how to do it yourself. Be something to think about. I don't think that one's mine. Okay, so that's the process, and now we have this. I'll just leave it where it is. This is all updated and ready to go, so we're going to check these other ones and make sure there's nothing else here we need to deal with. We're going to check this box. Here is where you point it to your main folder. In my case, it's ages. Wherever your DAT folder, subfolder is, not your main installed DAT folder, unless that's where you're putting your ages. I don't know how that would work, but if you're putting your ages in some folder somewhere with a DAT folder inside for Drizzle, you want to link to that main folder. In my case, it's ages, and inside there is my underscore DAT folder, where I will have obelisk shortly, and then you'll press convert, and then you'll be able to get in there and you'll be able to play the age. There's a bunch of other options here to go through, and this tab here is the art tab. The first tab was the viewer age manager tab that we were working with, and then we were working on a conversion simplicity tab. So save settings. Next thing you need to do is exit, and you have to load it back up again, because otherwise it won't remember. It has to restart or reboot or something, I guess, when you've made your changes. So now we're all ready to go here. So I want to open up here and go to, is this my most recent build? Yes, I think this is correct. I don't think I've done anything to it. Pressing A, everything is there. File, you've already seen this done. Export, PYPRP, general release age. Now, if I did my job, there won't be much grinding here, because nope, it's grinding, so it's still finding textures somewhere hidden in my file. I was wanting to do this again because I wanted to go through and have the age without any textures, but somehow they're still embedded. I did post a thread about it, and I didn't get an answer yet. I think I posted a thread. So now I'm going to my Blender file, my Uru and ages, and here you can see my obelisk files. These are the same ones that you would have cut and copied earlier. I'm cutting these, putting it back to its normal thing. I'm leaving this one behind because I don't want any textures. So leave your text cache behind if you don't want those. Okay, so now we've got this here. A good way to find out that we have the right name is to click on it twice till it's all highlighted and go to copy. Go in here and just drag over this and press Control V, and now we know we've got the right name. Press convert. If you did everything correctly, you'll get just nothing bad here except this one warning, and you will launch. I'm going to make sure I've covered everything. Yeah, I'd saved and explained that. Okay, so now we're going to go to our age, and that'll be the end of this video. Did it a lot quicker this time. If I forgot anything at all, if there's any confusion at all, if you're having any errors at all, if you're having any problems at all, this is kind of a complex, I mean, this is intermediate to advanced level kind of work here. You're going to hear some music because I got my sound on. If you have any questions at all, please, by all means, post a comment on the video and I will help you. And there's also a thread at the Guild of Writers place, and there's also a blog that there's a link to in every video that you can go to and comment. So you should be able to get a hold of me pretty easily. And my name is Dreambliss at the Guild of Writers forums. So I'm using the arrow keys to move around. If you want to change your keys, you can click here on the question mark, and you can see what the keys are by clicking on key map. I think you can change them somewhat. I usually use a controller, but not this time. So I'm using the arrows for me to move around. Yours might be different. You might be WASD or whatever. This isn't a tutorial about playing Uru, so I'm not going to go into that. You may not be able to do this part if you did not get your key, which means you got to go through and play the game a little bit and go through the... There's an age where you get your key. It's one of the first or second ages that you can visit. You need to look that up on the internet if you don't have your key and cannot access this device. I'm not sure how that works. I think it's this age here that you have to beat. I don't remember the name of it. No, that's not it. No, that's not the one. And that's not it either. Although I think you can access it from that one. That's not it. It's one of the first books you get that you have to, yeah, this one here. You have to go through this age. So that's this book here with the kind of brown spine with the brown circle and the green lines. You got to go through that age and get your key if you can't access what we're going to access here. So I'm going on this book here, yellow spine, green circle. There's plenty of walkthroughs, plenty of people doing the thing and showing you step by step what to do, so it shouldn't be very hard. If you need help, though, you can always ask. Running over straight ahead, and this is our device, and there's a little place here where you can click. And typically that's supposed to work with the key. This screen will pop up. You go to Restoration Links, and you click the down arrow. And now what we want to find is our obelisk age. And if I did my job correctly, and well, no, maybe not. I did do my job correctly. But if what I did worked, then I shouldn't see the textures that I've been seeing. But you might see textures on mine. There won't be any on yours. Because as I said, I went a little ahead. I drew it. I don't know if I said that in the last video, but I drew a little texture and a brick texture and a normal map for it, and I put that on my age and deleted that and went back so I could continue these videos with you. So we'll see what we see. So click on this book here. Yeah, okay, so it's still remembering the old, I don't know how it's remembering the textures, but yours won't look like this. Yours will be the gray that we had earlier, and you won't have this weird issue here where it's showing these interior faces. It shouldn't be doing that. The shape should be the same. I apologize for that. I was hoping that this would have fixed that. That's why I went through that extra export, but it didn't work. So run around and enjoy yourself. Test out your stairs. Take a look at your obelisk, jump around, see how far you can jump. And congratulations on making your first Age for You Complete Chronicles. This is not an easy process to do. I'm pressing F1 and using the right mouse to look up at my obelisk. Just right mouse button, pressing and holding and dragging the mouse. This is not an easy process that you undertook with me here, so you did a really good job getting to this point. You now have the information you need to make your own ages, and there's plenty of support for you at the Guild of Writers forums, and I'm there as well. And I'm going to have a link to another video tutorial, not a video tutorial, but a tutorial series for you on this video so that you can access that and continue your learning. If I continue on, we're going to be doing some textures. There's going to be a wrap-up video, and we're going to go through just some minor fiddling around kind of stuff and some links that I didn't share with you. And then after that, it'll be textures, applying textures to the materials. There'll be UV mapping. The sky's the limit here. I mean, the sky is one of the things we'd have to do. We might want to have a sky dome, so that would probably be another natural extension we might want to add to this middle area. We might want to put a custom texture, paint a custom texture onto this. As I understand it, normal maps don't work with PYPRP, so we might have to fake some 3D textures. I don't know how we'll do it yet. Probably just use the default U Complete Chronicle or Miss Online U Live textures for now. Excuse me again. So that would be another thing we could do, and then we could start adding like animations, moving parts, jumping puzzles, places to climb. I don't know if you can swim or not, I don't remember, but we can do all kinds of stuff. So that's all in the future if I continue this, but I consider my task here completed. I've gotten you step by step through the process of creating your first age. And it was more than that too, because for me, I was actually able to create something. I was able to sketch it out and actually realize pretty close to what I had sketched out. I was actually able to get what I had seen in my mind's eye with this. So this has been a pretty good victory for me as well, and I'm very happy with that. So we'll call that good, and I will see you in the next video, our wrap-up, and good job.